This video is largely going to be an accountability video. I have a very long list of things I need to do today, so I figured why not record it and give you guys a day in the life of an author and a full-time college student. Also, say hi to Fiona. Say hi. Say hi. Fiona's having a rough day because it was raining earlier and she was sheltering in place behind the toilet, so now she is in a baby bag and we're gonna get some writing done. That's about it. I'm currently in the process of revamping my debut Mageye trilogy, as well as working on editing the second book in the Return to the Mageye trilogy. So I basically am bouncing between 4 different books set in the Mageye universe at the same time. And as a result, I have sticky notes all over the wall behind my desk, to the point where I can't really add any more. So, first order of business, we are going to try to knock some of those notes out, because some of them have notes such as 12 elite guardsmen before ROTM. I originally had 15. I decided to lower that number in the Mageye trilogy. Pretty easy. I need to find the word 15 in the document, change it to the word 12, and move on. Let's knock some of those out. I think we need to do some homework now. That took me just over an hour, but it was my biggest goal in regards to assignments today, so I'm happy to get it done. I had to read several articles, come up with a point for a discussion board, and then respond to 2 or more classmates with more than just an I agree or disagree. The problem with this assignment was every post I read, everybody answered, "I'm not really sure my opinion in regards to this subject." So basically everybody was confused, and I just had to agree in more words than I agree that I was also confused. But got that done. I'm going to set my timer for an hour and see what progress I can get done with the Mageye trilogy revamp. So I might project balance between the 3 books because they're all at varying stages, and I'm trying to finish them around the same time so that I can see about getting some proofreaders in. That felt like a very productive writing session, which is undeniably a good thing, so no complaints there whatsoever. It's about 11:30 now, so I think I'm going to shift gears and work on ROTM 2 for the next 30 minutes. Currently, I am in the process of figuring out both the timeline and character arcs. I don't know what happened with the timeline, but by the second half of the book, it just completely faded out of the picture. And as I got further and further into it, instead of leaving, oh, yesterday we did this, I left X day we did this, and there's a problem with the timeline. But I spent about 2 hours the other day literally going through every single chapter and finding every reference of time skips, and I figured out the timeline. So now I need to actually implement it so the book makes sense. 30-minute timer, let's go. I spent most of that time working on Miles and Rose specifically. They have simultaneously the same but opposite arcs in this book. They are dealing with similar things, but handling it and overcoming it and working through it in a different way. And it's not necessarily that they have a bunch of problems, it's that they're growing as characters, they're growing as people. So seeing them eventually connect at the end of the book, it's almost like they went from point A to point B and didn't really have any connecting dots in between. They just suddenly both arrive at that same point. So I want to smooth out their arc because I think Miles in particular, actually, for this book, could have such a cool arc. I just gotta display it correctly. Next stop on my to-do list is actually going to be to help Fiona calm down. I'm gonna go see if she wants something to eat as a snack to distract herself from the thunder. That's why she's back in the baby bag, so I will be back. The snacky idea did not work, but we still have a lot of stuff to do, so we continue on. I'm going to draft some posts for Instagram. Why did it take me 20 minutes to draft 1 post? Anyway, it's beta comments as writers, so if you want to play the game, it will already be up on Instagram by the time you see this. So scroll down and let me know which one fits you the best. Now, I really am not in the mood to work on my astronomy homework, but I'm going to work on my astronomy homework because I'll be very happy later when it is already done. The next thing I have to work on is both fun and it has a funny story attached. I am officially assigning character birthdays to my Mageye cast. Now, I know a lot of their birthdays. Evander's birthday actually sparked this decision. His birthday's April 16th. I just celebrated it on my page, and I thought it would be fun to have everybody's birthday down for reasons to be able to do that, to be able to mention their birthday, have a content idea, really no downside. But funny story, in the ROTM trilogy, it takes place 8 years after the original Mageye trilogy. So in my head, okay, 8 years, Rose is 15 and 1, so now she's 23. I forgot that birthdays exist, and that just because it's 8 years later does not necessarily mean people have celebrated 8 birthdays. So some of my characters, yeah, sure, they're 25 now, but are they actually? Let's solve it, because the ROTM trilogy takes place in June. We'll be able to know pretty quick if they're actually 25 or not. I have a pink pen, and I'm going to start assigning the birthdays I already know. So Evander was born on April 16th, as I said. So actually, instead of putting the whole April, I'm just gonna put the 16th down. Rose's birthday, she has always been a May baby in my head. My mom and I decided she was born on May 18th. Miles is February 23rd. Wait, I lied. Sorry. Miles is March 23rd. King Duncan is February 24th. Now, you are going to notice a pattern. For some reason, my characters' birthdays always tend to be between the 16th and the 23rd, and I don't know why, and hopefully as I start assigning more of these, they won't all fall in that range. All right, the actual numbers or days I might wiggle around later, but for the most part, I think the months are pretty solidified. January, we have Sophie Hughes was born on January 2nd. Raymond Crawford was born on January 22nd. Fun fact about Rose and her siblings, because I mention in the books that their father passed away when they were 7, 5, and Rose was like 2, almost 3, I had to make sure that her brother's birthdays all fell before May because she is canonly born in May. That is how I decided their birth months. February, for King Duncan, he's the only one I have listed. February 24th, we already know that. Miles, as I mentioned, March 23rd. And Ren and Ryder, I put them in as the 11th. I almost did the 22nd, but I don't know if I want all 3 of them to have birthdays on like the same day. But honestly, I feel like they're pretty much already brothers, so it can work. April 16th, as I mentioned, is Evander's birthday. We have 3 May birthdays. We have Rose on the 18th, Mercy about a week before on the 10th. Thomas Cornstone tells us in Unbound his birthday is May 27th. Now, we already know from the books that Mercy, the best month of her life, was the month before Will was born. She says that teasingly about her cousin. So Will I have on June 10th because he screams summer baby. I mean, he has water powers. He's bright and bubbly and energetic. A June baby for sure. I don't have anybody listed in July, August, or September. Going into October, we have 2 birthdays. I have James Odell on the 1st, and I have Marlon, who is briefly mentioned in IOF and Beldestein, and then we see more of him in The Kidnapped Queen. He is listed as the 21st. Now, Aiden, his birthday, I can't say too much because of spoilers, but his birthday might need to be fidgeted around based on his age and how the 2 trilogies line up. As of now, November 28th. And finally, Apricity from Unbound. Her name, it literally means winter sun, so her having a winter birthday is a must. And because she likes snow so much and gets so excited, I feel like an early December birthday is really giving Apricity's vibe. So we have to finish off December 5th. Those are my characters' birthdays. For the most part. I may wiggle them around a little bit, and there are definitely more Mageye characters, but the important ones, you see them on this list. I have some book mail now. This is from McKenna, and I believe it's her copy of the sequel to Better Than the Movies. So she said she's sending it to me, but the box feels lumpy, so I'm actually not 100% sure what exactly is in here. Oh, I didn't know it was hardcover. All right, so here it is. Nothing like the movies. That is the sequel. And let's see, what is the lumpy part? Oh, fancy. I forgot she told me about these. They're fancy Swedish fish, I think is what she said. So thank you, McKenna. I'm very excited. Stay tuned, I suppose, for a review on this on my Goodreads because I loved the first book. I'm excited to dive into this one. I put these away and then I realized why not give you a wait a second. You good, Fiona? I don't know what she's doing, but these are Bon Bon, and McKenna says that they are, I don't want to cut this little kid, I don't want to cut his head off, but okay, I broke his hat. She said they're better than actual Swedish fish, so let me give them a try. Okay, they're cute, I like the color. That's good. They are sour wild strawberry. I approve. I have a smoothie now, and the rest of my night is probably going to be divided between the Mageye revamp, some more college assignments, and then probably some fun projects just to kind of relax for the rest of my Saturday night. So I am going to log off now. Thank you for spending the day with me. Thanks for watching, and whatever time it is, morning, evening, or night, have a great day.